Hi guys, it's Tao from Shine Bright Design and we are back with Durga and the Tiger. And I am still on an obsession with washi tape. I think it's great and I still want to show you guys some great ones that I have around. I'm not going to do anything like the original painting. I may do blue skin, but I'm going to change up the dress with some oriental washi tape and potentially still colouring like maybe the top bit and washi taping the corset and the skirt and a traditional tiger color, of course, but we will switch it up here and there, and I most likely will probably do things like the blue skin as well, and the jewelry and the lotus flowers. So come along and join me. If you want, you don't have to do the washi tape, you can skip that part. What I'm going to do first is the washi tape, and I'm not doing any priming of the gesso. What I might do is I'll go in with Posca pen and line up the tiger so I can lift the color, so that will help with the fur later on. In terms of the face, let's just leave it as it is. If you want, you can lift the line work color with Posca pen or with a diluted Diana Wakely Media White Gesso. But if you do that, you should use a liner paintbrush and do it very fine. If you are very conscious of the detail work for the eyebrows, just use a Posca pen. It will just save you a lot of time. So that's what I'm going to do today. Anyway, let's get started. So two of the washi tapes I have, these are from the Washi Tape shop. I purchased these from the website. I do have a 10% discount code, which is SHINE10, or alternatively there is an affiliate link down in the description box below. But these ones are really great from Washi Tape shop, because a lot of the prints you can't find anywhere. They used to stock stuff that you could find on AliExpress, which they are no longer stocking, I think, or they're just going to filter that out. But what's great about the Washi Tape shop is they do their own custom designs, and the designs are very beautiful. And so that's why I love this Washi Tape design that they have. The oriental and the gilding is absolutely superb. Better than what you would find on AliExpress. But this, if you want something special, something unique, something just, you know, extra, the Washi Tape shop is really great. So check it out, guys. You can use my description, my discount code if you like, which is in the description box below. But we'll get started. Okay, so what I've done is I've put a clipboard on the back of this, because we are using washi tape, and if you're using blades you want to make sure that the sheet behind you is protected. So that's why I'm using a clipboard, or even anything that's quite thick card. You can tell this is a high quality washi tape because it's quite sticky. There are some ones that you can get on AliExpress or cheap eBay, and they're not that sticky, and you want that. So the way we're going to go about this is we're going to do one piece, one item at a time. So we're just going to do the skirt right now. What is great about washi tape is that it's transparent, so you can see what is beneath. I'm just going to shift that over a little. And because I know there is this this little staff that she is holding, I'm going to place this piece right above it and align the next piece below that as well, so it's not going to have that much wastage. I'm going in with a scalpel. This is a scalpel that I just got from any craft store. Please don't use a Stanley knife. They're too thick to control for detail work. When it comes to cutting detail or anything fine, always use a little scalpel blade like this. Just gives you better control on the wrist. Now, because this one has a lot of gilding, it does make it quite difficult to see. But if you work with something that has only a little gilding, it won't be much of an issue. So I'm just going to cut as close as I can. So if you watch my other tutorials about cutting with scalpel blades, the recommendation is, well, from my experience, from what I did in my degree, you always cut away from your body. You never cut into it. And if you're going to cut, if you're going to cut downwards, make sure your body is to the left of it, and that way you're not cutting directly into your body, but right past your body, and that way you minimize damage. So my suggestion is, when you're cutting with scalpel blades, work very lightly, don't go too hard, and just slowly go at it, building up that pressure until the washi tapes lift. And that way you're not going to cut right through the paper, and you're not going to have so much pressure that if you were to slip, if the blade hits you, it wouldn't cause damage, because you're not forcing so much weight into the blade. So always just just slowly build up that pressure and can do a few cuts into it to cut away the washi tape. So I've done my first slice, I'm doing my second slice. And you're basically, you're almost like doing paper surgery. And a lot of people will say this is very extra, and it is. But I think the outcome looks amazing. And I would not hesitate to say that you will definitely feel proud of what you produce, regardless, whatever you use. But if you have washi tape, it's just going to be so, it will be so exquisite. Like the gilding, it will look amazing. I'm someone who appreciates detail and the little things, and I just think this is such a little thing that most people wouldn't be bothered for, but when you finish, it's just, you're going to be shook is the word. Shook is the word for like a slang term for shocked. For my older viewers there, you'll be shook. But when you finish it and you just pan across and just look at it at that angle and that gold just catches your eye, you'll be shook. Yeah, so I slowly slice it and then I use the tip of the blade to reach under and lift it up, and then I can peel it back. So in Australia, I don't know when this video is going to be released. It's probably going to be released in a couple of months, but in Australia it's October now. Well, it's end of September, but you'll probably get this in December, maybe, or maybe January next year, depending on what I have scheduled. But at this point, we in Australia are still in lockdown, and we are getting our vaccination rates up. People are still working at home, and I, for one, haven't left the house in a long, long time, and I really miss being outdoors and feeling the sun. But my art is keeping me sane. My creative projects are keeping me motivated and driven. So that is my little tip. Like, keep yourself busy. Have some projects, challenges, you know, things that you have been putting off, just do it. Like a lot of my friends are doing little small businesses now because they have the time. They got the time to invest in that stuff. They're not going out and socializing. And so this is the time to invest in yourself. So we've got the skirt down. Now we're going to cut away at the hair. This is going to be the challenging bit. I'm sorry if my head gets in the camera view. Amazing. I'm creating paper surgery. Okay, what's next? Okay, I have a piece that I know I want to be placed, and I'll pick this one, and I'm strategically placing it. This one will go up here. I'll let you guys choose my next piece as well. So what I've been doing is I've been doing some polls on Instagram. So if you don't follow me already, follow me on Instagram for any of my future polls. So we're removing this piece, and we're going to use it at the top. getting my head in the camera. Sorry guys. Maybe we should get a little like a magnifying glass. Hi guys, we're back and I have some natural light coming in, so we're going to do some colouring with this beautiful lighting. As it gets darker, I'll probably shut the shutters and work with the filming lights. We are going to colour this piece in the Faber Castell polychromos as you guys have voted on my Instagram. So if you guys don't know, follow me on Instagram. I do post on my stories options where you guys can choose the next piece, what medium to use, etc, etc. So I am actively on Instagram. So what we're going to do is the shading on the dress before we start anything else. So going in with 13153. And we're basically doing the line work. Oh, can't even see, sorry guys. I'm basically marking in the line work for these folds in the dresses. This color is very light and we're going to go in with something darker to show the contrast. But we don't want to overpower the beautiful patterns in this washi tape. want to go in with a darker color. This is 246. I'm going to go in with 109. We're just going to do a light base. And then we're going to go in with some warmer colors. Going in with 113. We're just going to slowly render from the outside, moving our way in, building that shape of the chest. And you'll have to ignore the noise that's going on outside. I apologize. It appears the neighbors are doing some work, and it is a Sunday, so they really shouldn't, but they're just banging around back there. I'm going in with 117. In with 223. I'm building up my pressure a bit as I work into these folds. I'm building that shadow underneath. Building the shadow around the hair, bumping up that red intensity down here as well. Now we're going to work backwards, going in with the 117. In with the 113. And then in with 109. I'm just going to burnish all that down. With a darker red, which is 194, we're just going to create the boning down here and just some simple line work. I'm going to bring this color also into the top bit of this dress, just the underside here. Okay, so that's the dress. Let's zoom out. Cool. We're going to go with Posca pen and outline the details. We're not going to do any of this on top of the existing line work down here where the washi tape is, because that washi tape is so intricate and so beautiful. We're just going to leave it speak for itself. But we are going to fill this in with the Posca pen, and that will work as a base for our metallic paint. So while I do this, I'll do this off camera and come back. So I've done all the Posca pen. We're going to do the metallic stuff later on after we do all the pencil work. So what you want to do now is go in with 157, and we're just going to create the shadows for this first. We're going to run this color also underneath the hair as like a shadow. I'm also going to run this in the arms, so we go down here. Now let's go, so here I've placed it, sorry I didn't film it, here, so at the palm, the wrist, sides, here on the sides and the inner palm. Now to show you how I do this hand, Let's do these fingers. So my Breezy's page has gone viral at the moment. It's currently, he's got a video on Instagram that has currently 3.5 million views, I think. And it just keeps going up, more likes and all that type of stuff, which is great. He's slowly getting more followers, and his growth is crazy at the moment. I'm a bit jealous. I wish my page would grow just as crazy as his, but it seems like everybody loves Breezy and his cuteness. So I'm going to zoom out because you can't see the legs, but it won't be as close. Hopefully maybe I can zoom in on the footage. So I've done this side with the same color of the 157, like so. We're going to do the feet. Run shadows under the shoe straps. And the toes. So now we've done this shadow underpainting, we're going to do the, I guess, the highlight bit. And I'm going in with a purple color, which is 138. And I will zoom in on the face. Place it in the cheeks. I'm going to place these in the hands. So, for example, here, we're going to overlap it over that dark blue. Small circular motions. Working with a sharp pencil. Yeah, so as I was saying, Breezy's page has gone viral on Instagram. If you don't know his IG, it's... I swear he's complaining. He hates being such a superstar. He hates the attention. His Instagram is the Breezy, the Blue Staffy, and he's one of his reels are just going off at the moment. And yeah, it's just a lot of just managing it and just watching it and responding to comments. There's tons of people engaging with it, so it's a lot at the moment. I think I'm I think I'm procrastinating because I'm just so overloaded with so many things. I got my coloring book stuff, I got editing, I got new tutorials, I got Breezy's content, you know, and then I got normal work and stuff, and all my little side freelances that I do. Which is like for like friends who are doing like little small businesses, and I'm just helping them with the graphic design of it. So I've been helping here and there. I feel like I'm really spread thinly, and that's why I've been procrastinating with this piece. I noticed in particular, I'm just running a bit, I think I'm not going all into it at the moment. I'm just taking my time, easing in, taking little breaks, doing it that way. And I think it's a reflection of how maybe I'm creatively drained, so I'm just taking things really slow, taking my time. And there's no stress or pressure. I just put the pressure on myself because I want to bring out content and want to increase my following and, you know, get myself out there. And I think the coloring world is so saturated. Like, there's so many other better colorists out there, so it's really hard to get yourself known. And, you know, Chris Chang's the top of the food chain here, so I wouldn't say it's hard to compete. And then we have like there's that new Instagram influencer, or sorry, YouTube influencer who's based in Melbourne, Australia. She just popped out of the blue as well. So it's to me, like, it's really hard to do get the traction that you want if you're not doing it full time, and there's a risk that you're doing it all for nothing. So I got a job that, you know, that pays really well, so I'm not going to, I want to have both worlds. I want to have this little side hobby and, you know, build it up and slowly and stuff like that. And so it's hard to like give all your energy to these things if you're not doing it full time, like most of the influencers online, because a lot of them, you know, they're doing this full time, and they're just going all out. So I don't know. I've been doing this for 6 years, well, since 2016, so, and growth has been slow, but I'm still enjoying what I do, and I think my work is actually better than what it was before, like a couple of years ago. So the next color we're going to bring in is 143. I'm going to sharpen this. Now, if you guys don't know, the sharpener that I use is the Derwent manual sharpener. This is it. I've had this since 2016. It's 2021, and it's still going strong. It's still really sharp. Nothing's broken. I think it's the most durable, worth it sharpener. With the mechanical ones, the ones that have the battery operation, I'm a bit funny with those because, one, it could be too aggressive with your pencils, something can happen, and with motors and stuff, it could break. So that's why I like the manual sharpener. I think it makes it a lot more durable and reliable, and it's really high quality. I haven't had issues with sharpness or blades running blunt, so I recommend that sharpener out of anything else. The cigar sharpener is great as well, but the canister is very tiny, and for me, I color a lot, so I like having the big catch canister. So that's my little tidbit about sharpeners. I talk about that sharpener all the time, but I know I have some new followers that come and look at this. So 143, we're going to go over everything, build up this blue layer, And we're still keeping it really light because this is a cobalt blue, and this cobalt blue is really different from the other blues that we are going to lay on top. And so I don't want to change the tone of it so much. I just want this bright blue underneath as a shadow tone. So we're using this to kind of bring everything together by overlapping this color on top. I do like the Faber Castells because they have a hardness, but they also have a very good softness as well, and that's because there's just a perfect balance of the wax and the oils used in this pencil. With the Prismacolors, there's a lot of wax in it, so it's very oily. Well, not oily. It's very waxy, and it pulls a lot. And there's always the what's it called? The bloom, the wax bloom that occurs. But with the Faber Castells, it doesn't really happen. Oh, it does rarely ever happens getting wax bloom. These just blend really well in general. But I do like the buttery consistency of pencils, which is like the Holbeins. And Holbeins you don't get wax bloom either. I think it's just Prismacolor has probably more wax than other brands, but the Faber Castell Polychromos is just got a perfect balance. And I'd be interested to try out my Artezas, which I got. And I am doing an unboxing, or I have done an unboxing. I don't know when I'm going to release it, because I've been so spread thin with content and editing. I haven't had time to film content like that in a while, so that's the plan once I do that. So I hear the Artezas are quite in between from a Faber Castell and Polychromos, but I'll be the judge of that. I'll do a tutorial, a complete tutorial in the Artezas, and see how that runs. I'm not sure if a lot of you have Artezas, but I'd be interested to see. I know my followers are from all over the world. Majority of you are from America or the UK, not much from Australia. So I know in Australia, Artezas are really hard to get because they don't ship here, or they don't have a warehouse here in the Asia Pacific. And so I know it's only American and UK based at the moment. Just so you guys know, I'm also on TikTok, which is also Shine Bright Design. You can follow it in my Instagram, I think, or in my link tree, which is in my bio. But I'm doing TikTok stuff as well, which is like all really similar to what I'm pushing out on Instagram. It's just a different following. Okay, so going up here on the hand. I'm going with Ultramarine, which is 120. This is where we start building up the color that we want. And we're going to go over everything that we've placed down. Making sure that your pencil is sharp so that smooth blendability happens.
Running this on the nose. Under the nose.
Keeping everything really light, so let's just zoom out. Cool. So we've pretty much done all the underpainting of the shadows and stuff. Now we're going to go in and go in with 140, and this is where we extend the color out a bit more. And I'm working really lightly at the moment because I'm building up the intensity of the colors. I'm turning my pencil on its side and holding it in what is called an overhand grip tip method, which is basically you have your four palms and your three fingers here and your pointer finger here, and you basically use that to create that even pressure, and it allows you to do a big surface color as well. Now we're going to switch grips to do the hands. Let's just zoom in. Let's run this on the neck. And these hands. So I'm working really light and just doing small back and forth motion. And when you're working those small strokes, you help that that smooth blending happen. I'm rotating my pencil. So if you guys are new, I always say when you're working to rotate your pencil and work with a sharp pencil at all times, and this will just make sure your blending is smooth. Let's go do the legs. So to do the legs, I've got to zoom out a bit more. And I'll try zoom in at the editing part. So when I edit, I can always zoom into the footage anyway, so I can do that. So if you guys aren't aware, I have a blog which is listed in my YouTube channel, and in that blog there are various resources that are available for all my followers, and they're all free. Blank coloring charts for a majority of the brands, completed coloring charts for all tutorials I've done in the past, so you have a list of all the colors used, and just updates on what's been happening
yeah, so I'm doing that as well. I got Patreon going on. There's a lot of things that I'm managing. Sort of running myself a bit thin, but it's all for the goal and the passion. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color at the moment. The next color is 146. This is sky blue, and we still want bits of this to be white or a light blue. But basically what I'm doing now is building up that base, and then we'll build up the layer and intensity of each of these colors that I've previously used. And blue skin is a new thing to me. Just like when I think I did Galinda and the Wicked Witch, Galinda and the Good Fairy in this previous book. Not this book, but I think it was the Halloween book. And doing the green skin was really different for me, but it was challenging. I enjoy new things and new challenges. So this blue skin is a challenge for me, but it's a good one. I like doing something different out of the box. But you're right, I do like following the original color scheme is sometimes boring for me, and there is a challenge in trying to copy the original work and reflect that in my own take, but I think it's so much more interesting when someone gives you their own personal approach to it. And a lot of you guys are right, like you prefer to see me do sometimes both. So it depends on the work, I think. If the original piece is really beautiful, sometimes you got to pay homage to it. And then other times, if the original piece color palette doesn't astound you, I say go with the flow and do whatever you like to it. I don't think I'm going to do a huge Halloween piece this year. Maybe I'll do one with the Artezas and the Halloween book. See if I can give it a twist of some sort if I can, or not. But I have so much content uploaded, and all my Patreon followers get it early access. So you get it at least like a week or two beforehand. Not sure whether I will change that format anyway. Maybe as I get more Patreon followers and the request comes in where you want to just see it as I upload it to YouTube, that's fine. But of course all that type of stuff will be charged in my Patreon. And I think like I have this in the back of my mind, like people who are colorists, what's the point of having a Patreon? You're not like, do people really use Patreon, you know? Like, and especially this time in the world, I don't think it's a feasible thing right now. People are struggling financially. So I totally understand if people can't afford Patreon. It's just that little additional subscription to something. And the YouTube comes out anyway, eventually. So, see how it's really pale? It's not going to be this pale, it's going to be more intense. Let's just do the arms. We're just going to run this all over. It's light anyway, so it's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's go back to one of our darker colors, and this is 120. Still here, let's go back into those dark sections and build up that intensity. And you're basically just building up that layer of intensity so we can have that contrast going on. Now let's focus on the face. You can tell my pressure's a bit harder now, but I'm not burnishing, I'm just building up that layer. So now that we build up that layer up, we're going to feather it out so it's smooth. going in with 140. We're going to go over that existing color now. And we're basically slowly burnishing things. did miss this arm, so I'm going to go back in with that 120. So now we go back in with the 140. We're burnishing and blending these arms out. There's still another colour to go in, so don't completely burnish the whole area. So you want to burnish here and then you feather that out, like so. Now you want to go in with your lightest blue, which is the 140. Let's start off with the face. So you want to go over everything that you've previously laid down. And we're basically burnishing everything to a certain point. We kind of feather it off as we reach the center point where the forehead is. let's do the neck. Okay, so we'll do this arm. Let's zoom in. Actually, we'll do this upper body piece. And that's close enough. So still with that 146, we're just burnishing. So now we're going to go in white and burnish the whole skin. Actually, I'm going to add more of that light blue, which is the 146, into certain areas. I'm going to go in with a 134. Back in with the 120. Back in with that 140. In with that 120. Back in with the 140. And then in with the white, which is 101. Just burnish the nose. And we'll start off in the cheeks.